Well, silly me. No microphone means whatever I'm saying is not being seen by anybody or heard by anybody. But this is the Boathouse set. It's only like 350 pieces. Um, uh, but we have the cross stitch to start for the stitch along, and I'm really excited about that. So it was this or a fairly bigger set. I decided we'll do this today. Uh, but I was saying this week is the last week for like the noon time frame for a bit because like until fantasy's schedule gets more defined with like extracurriculars and such because school starts next Tuesday. So we have, does it say who they are on the box? Harry Potter and Dean Thomas. Come on. There we go. Um but yeah, so it was um anyway, I chose this one. It's a small one, but I am excited to start the cross stitch. It is a small cross stitch, but that's okay. Um, it's for the stitch along in Carrot and Steel's Discord. It's the first one. We're hoping, or he's hoping to do more after this, but this is kind of like a tester one, you know. It's small, that way in case people haven't cross stitched before, it's not like this giant task, and you can do it at your pace. I know he's done it on stream, and I plan to do it on stream, and I believe some others plan to incorporate it either in their stream or like on their Discord. So there is still time. You can join if you want. And there is no rush. If it takes you all month, then it takes you all month. Building a boat. But yeah, that's what we're doing today. It shows you put the hot dog in first, but I always feel like I press it, like I worry about pushing it too far, so I always wait and just do it after. No one, no one caught the scrap. Nope, there it is, hidden. Building a lantern. We're on the front of our boat here. I put it further up because I was worried about, I don't know what, because this isn't a big project. So let me see if I can, there we go. Give you guys a slightly better view. Okay, so that's it for the boat. We'll put our two people in it for now. That way we don't lose them. Push his hand up a little bit. There we go. Okay, now we're going to start working on the boathouse itself. Welcome in, Steel. I sent you pictures over the, after making them, but look at my bees. Peanut butter and jelly. The beer one I gave to Crazy, so they're on his desk. Yeah, like I have tiny hands and they fit in my hands. So this is the cookie and milk, and then the shush bee. The stuff goes all the way through to the other side. But yeah, like you said, maybe just by looking at the differences in size measurements, you could tell, like upscale the pattern. I wouldn't want to attempt it because I'm not that good and I would mess up somewhere, but you have more experience, so maybe you could do it. I mean, you kind of do it when you made that giant, well, I guess I shouldn't say kind of. You did it when you used or made the giant Brontosaurus. Oh, it didn't shout you out. It's saying it's having an issue. Let's see if we can do it this way. Listen, I pay $5 for you, Frosty. There we go. But I'm starting the cross stitch today for the stitch along, so I decided to just do a small Lego. And I did my nails today because they had been breaking, so I didn't want to put these nails over top because they'd have to be so small, like so tiny. And I picked these because I thought the little tip part was down lower, but on some of it you can barely see it or not see it at all. But oh well, they're down. They're done. Maybe this will help them grow again. Okay, I messed up somewhere. Oh, I used the full size um angle instead of the small angle. They are adorable. Okay, yeah, there's supposed to be one skipped. Yeah, last night I was like, I'll just bang out this last sushi one. And then I got like I normally do, where I stopped paying attention to the instructions and I missed switching to black. So I had to like frog it and figure out. And it was harder because you had to switch colors in the magic ring. And I was like, oh, this is kind of hard. And I didn't have like the exact colors that she showed, which I know you don't have to have, but she had more like pastel, or I should say more like neon versions of those colors. But I was like, I'm not going exceedingly out of my way because frankly, it's not like I'm selling it or anything, so I don't care. I just want to make it. But I hope you are doing well, that your weekend was good. Okay, first, then this one, then this one, and this one. Ooh. Oh, that's right. You said you were going to visit your friends. I hope you had fun with your friend. Now we flippy flippy again. Yeah. Personal experience. If you thought the amount of crap I brought to your house was a lot, moving with them is so much more. Especially when they're teeny tiny. Because you have so much more crap. Oh, there it is. Yeah, when we moved when they were little, it was like, yeah, 4 and 2. You're taking strollers, high chairs, packing goes. Like, it's a whole nother. It is a whole nother mess, a whole nother beast. So for quite a while, and like some people would say they were too old for it, which maybe they were, but my kids were miniature size, so um they were still using it. But what we moved when Boy Wonder wasn't even a year old. He was just shy of a year old. So she was just shy of like, we moved in June and he turned a year in September. So he was like 9 months old. That made her like 2.5. So we were taking like one big stroller, two high chairs, two packing goes, diapers, formula, bottles, wipes, the whole 9 yards. Um, but then we didn't move again for 7 years. So they were both in school by then. But yeah, we took, and then when we would come back to visit, it was like all the same stuff. It was like moving house just to come on vacation. Yeah, it's a like, oh god, I do not recommend it to anybody. I never did the move by myself though, so that was good. Some people like their spouses would go ahead and get situated at the next base, like the active duty person, and then the spouse would follow up with the kids by themselves, and that was just crazy. I couldn't imagine trying to wrangle kids and like finishing up moving and stuff all by yourself. Or sometimes they would do what they called short tour deployment, so it was only like a year, like to Korea or wherever, and so you couldn't take your spouse. So they would then go to the next space after Korea, but the spouse would have to like make that transition by themselves unless he took time off work to come back, like leave en route or whatever. We never did that because he did his short tour in Korea before we got together. So yeah, that is nuts. We didn't have movers when we moved from Virginia to North Dakota because they kept messing with our stuff so much that by the time we actually got paper orders, there was no time to get movers. So we had to move ourselves. So we had friends that helped us pack, but it was still crazy to do the whole thing really yourself. That was the only move we did where we did a Diddy move, like a do it yourself move. And you can make a bunch of money on them, but because we wound up having to live in a hotel for a month because our on base house wasn't ready, we didn't actually make any money. Come on, get in the hole. There we go. Before these pieces decide to go off into Never Never Land. I am sure they were appreciative of the help. This is the Minions last week before school starts. So we're back. Really, I meant to do it today, but that didn't happen. So I've got to start tomorrow. Start making sure they're getting up. They're not sleeping in as late so that like the first day of school isn't so shocking. But they got all their school supplies, like things I buy anyway. Boy Wonder hasn't received his package of materials from his school, but there's nothing I can do about that. It starts on the 12th, next Tuesday. So this week is my last week of like this time schedule. I mean, granted, I don't move it up a ton, but I do move it up like an hour or so. At least until her like extracurriculars get settled. Like which day she'll do art club or which day she'll do this or that club. So it starts on the 12th, which is next week, next Tuesday. They both start the same day. So, I mean, granted, he doesn't go anywhere. He just sits in the living room, but, or not the living room, the den at his computer. But it does. It seems like they just got off school, but I know they start early compared to like some other schools, but then they don't go to school at all in the month of June. So they have all of June, all of July, and like around ish the first half of August. And they also have like the last week of May off. So, and they get more school breaks, I feel like. Like their breaks are slightly longer. Okay. That's why like some people say it's early, but I was like I don't really feel like it is. And like I said, they get longer breaks. Like during for like holidays. Like what is it? Yeah, when I was going to school, I wouldn't start till like September. Like end of August, September because I remember we would start school and then a couple days later we would have off for what is it, Labor Day, Memorial Day, whatever it is at the end of, because one's the beginning, one's the end. Um, or we would start just after that. So I feel like we didn't start till the end of August, beginning of September, but but they get like yeah. So Boy Wonder School, I wrote it all down in my calendar, but it's easier to just look at their calendar real quick. So they start next Tuesday, but then they have off for Labor Day. And then they have fall break, which is like just 2 days, really. It's like the 13th and 14th, but it's next to a weekend, so it's like 4 days. And then they have, um, what is it? Thanksgiving break is like the 24th through the 28th. And of course, you run into weekends there too. And then winter break, they get like 2 or 3 weeks off. And then, of course, they have spring break and then, you know, summer vacation and lots of little like 1 days in between. So they get a fair amount of, they have lots of breaks. And Boy Wonder School doesn't have school on a Friday ever. Like occasionally they'll have like state testing on a Friday, but for the most part, they don't have school at all on a Friday. So it's like always a 3 day weekend. They use Fridays to allow the kids to catch up on things they missed. That was Fantasy's biggest gripe when he started the virtual learning is that it's unfair. He doesn't have school on Fridays. He always has a 3 day weekend. And honestly, the virtual schooling really isn't an option for her because she needs like the teacher there. Like that environment where he's like completely fine on his own. So, I have kind of an idea. Um with these little bees because they don't take much time or really like yarn to make, like stuff to make. There's not a great expense in making them. So I was gonna put them on my fourth wall for like $10. But also when I have my my 2 year anniversary thing in September, I was gonna put them like if you do so many subs or spend so many biddies, I would send you one. What do you think? Like, you know what I mean? Like if you spent so many biddies or did so many gift subs or whatever, I would send you one as part of like the stream anniversary. Oh, now we're making Neville and Hermione. Okay, that one's Neville because he's got the teeth, and that one's got eyelashes, so it's Hermione. And I believe they're both the same torso. Yeah, because they're both in the same house. So, oh, but I think these are his legs and these are her legs because she wears a skirt, so it looks different. Also, did you want to do like a little bit of a co-stream? Because I know ours are near each other, like really the same day, or one day and then the other the next day. Did you want to do like a co-stream for a bit? Because I plan on doing like Crazy did, where they add time. Okay, I just pour this out instead of fighting with the bag. Oh no, my box is here. Did it come out with my hand? Oh, it did. I mean, I'm not sure what you have planned for yours, and there's no pressure if you don't want to. And you don't even have to answer now. I still need to completely figure out the thing. It's not really working for me. Like I don't know if I need to what's going on, but I can't get my camera to work. I know when you use the Stream Together and OBS, you have to do like the virtual camera and then choose it, but I can't get it to let me choose it. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Oh, I thought they had the same color wands. They don't. Hermione has a light one and he's a dark one. My plan is to start at like 8 o'clock in the morning. That way, if it does get to 24 hours, I'm like, around. I've gone round. But here's Hermione and Neville. We'll stick them over here. We can figure out something to. It is in September. I have to look at what exact date, but I can find it. Oh, where is it? I know it's in the creator dashboard somewhere. Channel. Let's check there. Stream events. It says for me 9/6. So September 6th. Which is it's a Saturday. So I might. Yeah, it's a Saturday like on the calendar. And I have to check because I know Crazy's got lots of like out of town things over the next couple months for like conferences and classes and stuff. So I have to uh like compare his, you know what I mean? It's not generally things like I would have to pick him up from. So but yours is probably roughly around that date cuz ours are either the same day or like one after the other. I was like, yeah, I was like, I keep wanting to say it's the same day, but then I second guess myself and go, is it? But it's like the first Saturday in September. Here's our boat, our second boat, and we'll put Neville and Hermione in here. Like I have a plan to work on a big set. That way, if it winds up being 24 hours, I have stuff to like occupy the time. But also, um, like if I set it aside to co-stream with others, I'm not upset about it. Um. Ooh, Carrot! Welcome in. Thank you for the raid. And if you have to go have EP time, I completely understand. I know you're still on the mend. Welcome in, Carrot, and welcome in, Kevin. I was gonna say the Frosty was like, "Oops, we incurred a glitch before, so I want to make sure it does it right this time." Welcome in, Rabbit. Okay, it seems like it's working again. We are doing a tiny Lego today, and then we're gonna do cross stitch. Welcome in, everyone. If you do not know me, I am Book Loving Builder, and I do the Lego and I do the arts and crafts. And I was showing my bees. I made bees this weekend. This is peanut butter and jelly. And then I have cooked bees and milk bees and a shush bee. I also have one that looks like a beer, but it's on Crazy's desk, and I didn't grab it before I started stream. And I'll get it when we go into ads, but I've just kind of left it for now. Okay, that's right. But I do Lego and I do the crafts and I play video games and I pretty much do whatever strikes my mood that day. And we call it cozy chaos. Things happen here. We talk about books, but if you bring up the topic of books, you must be prepared for some really weird stuff. You have to get okay with dark romance real quick or monster porn. I read other things, but that's a lot. Capybara, 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 capybara. But we're building the Hogwarts boathouse, which will connect to the new Great Hall. I just don't have that set yet, so we were talking about my stream anniversary because it's in about a month, my 2 year stream anniversary, and I never know what to do, so I was bouncing ideas off Steel. Um, because that's what I do with her. Um, so we were talking that about that a little bit, and because our stream anniversaries are the same day, so and I was saying something, and now my brain forgot. Oh well. But I hope the rest of your stream went well, and if you need to raid and run to get the EP's carrot, I totally understand. And I appreciate the raid so much. If you are a streamer and I missed you and you didn't get a shout out, let me know. There are so many of us, I can't keep it straight sometimes. Especially if I am new to you, or you are new to me, or both, then I just don't know. Ooh, mushrooms. Yeah, I was saying something, but now, like I said, my brain has forgotten what it was, what I was talking about. So it'll come back to me or it won't. But we're also going to work on the cross stitch, like Carrot was for the. I think he worked on it today. Maybe he didn't. But the the cross stitch for the stitch along. I did not make any adjustments to the colors, but my fabric is is sparkly. It's hard to see, but it's got sparkle in it. Yeah, I wasn't sure, so I was like, I don't actually know because I didn't catch all of your streams. So I was like, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But yes, my fabric has lace sparkle in it. Yeah, I didn't change the colors or anything. I just kind of went with what it was, but I did get this sparkly fabric. Also, um that pack of fabric came with like a pattern of sorts in it where it shows you how to stitch almost like fancy lettering. Like it shows you how many like stitches it should be. I can. Yes. Okay, still thank you for the lurky lurk. Have a good work call. Um but I can scan it into my computer and send it to you if you want, Carrot. It's where did I put it? Over here. You can kind of see it through the back of the packaging, but it gives you like capital letters, lowercase letters, and the numbers of like this kind of fancy esque alphabet. So if you like it, I can scan it and send it to you. I didn't even realize it was in there until I took the fabric out. Right? I know you love you some letters. I still need to scan my fairy book and send it to you too. They do mean things. Crazy's work partner, that is like his favorite saying now. Every time he's like flustered and can't think of a word, he's like, words, they mean things. He's like, words are hard and they mean things. Yes, but I'm trying to work on flushing out uh the stream anniversary. And it does like it may seem a little early, but with the kids starting school and all that things, it will get sidetracked. Like it will be not the thing I'm thinking about at all. So if I get it kind of like flushed out now and I just need final details later, it'll be easier for me. Listen, my birthday stream was like, it's my birthday. I should do something. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing the things. I don't know what those things are, but I'm doing them. Mainly the reason I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to kind of get at least somewhat of a fleshed out idea is because once they start school, things get really crazy and it will totally just get forgotten about. And then it'll be the night before and I'll be trying to run to Target for something. Poly bags for the Wheel of Chaos or something. I don't know. Candy to eat on stream. I'll be trying to run somewhere for something at the last minute. And I want to avoid that because that's what happened last year. We should just create a Discord channel and just leave it there. Ideas, right? Like things people want to see on stream, tell me because I never know what to do. And it kind of goes back and forth between this. Well, I know theoretically there's only so much like individual, like different than other people things you can do. And that even if you're doing the same thing, you bring in like your own flair to it. I'm always like, am I just copying somebody else? Should I do something else? Will people like this? Oh, and I'm not like that with like anything else. It's just the streaming. Yeah, it's just the streaming for some reason makes me second guess everything I attempt to do or think about doing. But I do need to put a poll up for which kind of like big set you guys like. Yes, I believe so. Let me double check. But I'm pretty sure it's in this moment. Yes. I saw them in concert. It was fantastic. Younger than I ever knew. Maria Brink is the name of the lead singer. Her and her peoples do like costume changes between like each song. But you don't even like always realize it's happening because they have like formulated it into their movements. So like they'll all be dancing and then like two people will slink off to the edge of the stage, but it doesn't look any like you don't notice, and then they'll come back up and like they make it work. It's like blends seamlessly. It's fantastic. But yes. Anyway, which large set? Because I plan to work on a large set, but I keep going back and forth between which one. Part of me wants to use it as an excuse to get the new Great Hall, but then also I have two Bricklink sets over there, so I'm gonna put up an option for them soon. Of which one people would prefer, like want to see. I don't know. Like part of me is like the Great Hall because I have tons of little sets. So if it turns into a 24-hour stream, I have tons of little sets that attach to it or fill into the Great Hall. So I can kind of use them to fill the time too. But then also I have these Bricklings sitting here and I'm like, ooh, they're special. I need to save them for something. And eventually they'll probably sit there forever because special. Actually, a channel to just stockpile ideas for my brain is not working. Yeah, like just because sometimes I have no clue what to do. Not necessarily for like a special stream, but in general, I'm like, okay, I want to do something new or different, but I don't know what to do. And then I'm like, okay. Ooh, it's gonna be a Heidi. It's gonna boop. Right. Like how to flush out the idea. It would be a good idea. Although Sunday, I found a demo of so I have Escape Simulator, the game. I must have got it on sale or something. Right? Just to help people like flush it out. Because that's honestly my problem. I have an idea, but then I'm like, I don't know if that's a good idea or how to execute it. Whatever. Just an ideas thing. Um uh so I the second one, Escape Simulator 2, had a demo out. So I downloaded it to try on Sunday with my, because it's my video game day. And I made the comment that I had the first one, and it's a game that you can play together. Like it's a co-op game. So you can all solve the escape room together. And somebody was in chat and they're like, "You want to play?" And so we wound up playing Escape One, the first game, all 5 rooms of one of the things. So that was kind of fun. That was enjoyable. I had fun doing that. I just used fun way too many times, but that's okay. Okay. I grabbed all her, but there's a pair. Ah, here it is. And she has black ones. Here we go. Yes. Okay. So I thought about Jackbox games, and I remember here, like I know Yeti plays them on her stream, and right, it's hard to guarantee you'll have enough people. And also, I think somebody said once before that like you can wind up getting like trolled in them, having like a different kind of thing than you're going for on your stream. So I worry about that. Right. Um Ads are going to start in a minute. They will go for 3 minutes. Oh, wrong hand. Nope, I guess not wrong hand. They will go for 3 minutes and then we will be back. It gets rid of pre-rolls. I know they're annoying, but I appreciate it if you stick through. If not, I understand. McGonagall, Professor. So I like worry about those too, but I would like to try Jackbox games. Yeah, like I worry about that. I mean, I know I skirt the edge of what is technically under 18, but I I feel like that could go like way over. I can get rid of this box now because it only had 3 bags. Um so I worry about that. But I would, like I said, I would like to try Jackbox games. Oh, 4. Try not to do. I try not to build or don't build during the ad, but I watched when Yeti was playing. There were times that she was very yeah, like there's that. Like I am comfortable with a lot of things, but I do try to semi tone it down for stream. Um, and so there's like that kind of aspect of it. Is now a verse from our collective tale in the chat where Graveyard fled. A raid's call. Kevin, they said, shouts out with glee while Carrot Killer's casts with spree. Lurks and work calls intervene. Ideas bloom like a design vine. Sviper caught in a digital net. Ads soon. Don't you forget. Supports a click away. Bits or gifts. Watch out for streams that give you myths. Right. I know. I saw her do it like 2 streams in a row. Well, 2 streams in a row that I caught. I don't know if they were really in a row. And I don't know that she did it like the whole stream. It might have been just like a little bit, but you could tell that maybe there were certain times where she was like, maybe not. Like she wasn't completely comfortable. I do try to find games that are co-op so that we can play together. I did download Guild Wars 2 on the recommendation of Medusa, and I could easily get sucked into that game. Yeah. Like, don't put out the code free for all. Be like, if somebody wants to join, you know what I mean? But yeah, like if we did like a co stream or something where we had like specific people that we knew could show up for like 2 hours to play, I think it could be fun. But I think some of it is a little like, even if you know the people, Cards Against Humanity gets out of control. Like, even if you know the people, it could wind up like that because sometimes you just, stuff gets said or. But yes, I would like to try Jackbox games. Oh, did I? Oh no, it's because I have it turned the wrong way. Oh, I was going to go get the beer B, the B BR. I don't know how it's meant to be said. Oh, I think he took it to work with him. Never mind. It's not on his desk, so either he moved it somewhere and I don't know, or he took it to work with him today. I don't know. um, yeah, he must say, like I said, either took it to work or whatever. But the beer one is like this color on the face, and then it's got like a gray or like white on the face, a gray stripe, and then white back or this kind of mustard color back here. Yeah, I think it would be the best way to do Jackbox too, not where you have like the code on screen where anybody can join, but that like you have a controlled kind of environment. Um, but I want to do some co-streaming on my streamiversary. I asked Steele if she wanted to, and she said she was down for it. I do need to get my camera figured out because when I do the stream together, I know when you're using Streamlabs OBS, you have to do like the virtual camera, and then you have to get it to check the virtual camera, like select the virtual camera, and that's the part where it like gets messed up. It doesn't want to allow me to select the virtual camera, even though I turn it on. So I have to figure that out. But so Medusa was in last week, I want to say, and we were talking about playing WoW back in the day, before they nerfed it, made it no fun. And she suggested Guild Wars because it's free. And so I downloaded that. So if anybody wants to play Guild Wars with me, I now have that game. I'm not completely sure what I'm doing in the game, but it does look like a game I could easily get addicted to. So this book no longer wants to stay open. The pages just want to flop closed. So one-handed building it is. But yeah. So I think a channel with like throw ideas in here, whether it's other streamers or just people who watch stream, viewers who are only viewers, and they're like, "Hey, this would be cool to see," or "This game would be cool to play. It's multiplayer, whatever." I would be down and love that because I never know what I'm doing or what to do, or sometimes just how to execute an idea, or even if it's just a channel where that's what we talk about, like how to do things or what to do. But I do think I'm going to theft some of Crazy's ideas, like how to make a start out with like I don't know 8 hours, and you guys can make it go to 24 by doing this, that, or the other. And I've been stocking up on the little resin kit things as like an option to have me do them. I don't know if you guys even enjoy watching me do those, but either way, um, they're there. So I haven't done these nails in a while, and mainly because when I took the last set off, they were like breaking. Or I should say I took them off and I was like, "Oh, wait a day or two," and then like they all broke. So it was like going to be really hard for me to get them on because you have to cut them down, like be able to file like really low. So I just left them off. But they finally started to grow again. So I did them this morning, and I chose these ones because they're supposed to have like each tip is supposed to be like a different color. But I didn't realize, I thought that like the tip part was further down, that it had less of this color so that you would see it even if they were short, but it turns out they didn't. So you can only kind of see the color on a couple nails, but that's okay. I still like them. And if they I can wait till they get a little longer to do them, use the second batch of nails. So, where are you, Mr. Owl? Oh, there it was underneath that piece. But yeah, so um trying to, like I said, get more, or at least of a mostly fleshed out idea for my stream anniversary next month is what I've been trying to do. And I need to put, like I said, a poll in my thing about which set. I want to make sure I have pictures for each set though first. Um, that way you know what they look like. Ah, a parasitic scapie. Where is that? Okay. But last week for my birthday, that's why I streamed Wednesday instead of Thursday, because Thursday was actually my birthday. Um, we went to a drive-through safari park thing, and we did the VIP, which allowed us to interact with some of the baby animals. So it was about like 40 minutes ish. And we got to hold slash interact with four different baby animals. So the first one was a baby ringtail lemur, and you would put like the lady, the zoo lady would put a Cheerio in your hand, and she would climb down her arm and take the Cheerio, and the pads of her feet felt just like kitty toe beans, but they were so super soft. I didn't expect them to be that soft. And she just came and took the Cheerio and then called back up the lady's arm. She's still very young. Um, and then, but with Fantasy, she jumped right on Fantasy's shoulder, like, okay, I like you. It was us and then another family that were there for it at the same time because they have time slots with, of course, like limited amount of people at a time. That way, everybody gets a turn and it doesn't take forever. But then we got to hold a baby tortoise, and then it was a Joey in a pouch. Um, she said his mom was a first time mom, and she kicked him out the pouch pretty early. Um, and so they tried to get her to let him back in the pouch, and she was like, "No thanks, I don't want this thing." So they've been he's been in a, it was like just something you would sew, like a bag essentially. And you held him and you were like rocking him, and he would just lay there. And if you didn't rock him, he would like push back and try to like get you to like move him. And then the last one was a baby Arctic fox. It was an Arctic fox kit. She was 4 months old, and she loved what I call rough play with Noodle. So like your rubber neck, and like you really kind of like almost more like a dog. You know, you're not just soft, gentle pat. She wanted you to kind of roughhouse with her. She was still all gray. She was just starting to get like white fur on her belly. It was lots of fun. And then we did the drive-through part. We bought like a bucket of the feed that they sell to feed the animals. And during the drive-through part, they had deer. They would just walk straight up to your car and like, ah, wait for you to feed them. And there were emus there in the drive-through part. They would walk up to the car too, but I did not attempt to feed an emu. I like my fingers. They still have their raptor claws. I'm not interested in that. There was bison. We had to wait to drive through at one point because the bison was drinking water out of a mud puddle, and he was like, "Nope, I'm right here in the middle of the road. You're just gonna have to wait." And frankly, I didn't want to test whether my car could defeat the bison or not. So I didn't want to get too close and him decide I'm gonna ram your car. But there was like some of the parts you drove through, the animals weren't like where they could come up to the car, which makes sense because they were like elk and stuff like that. Other types of deer, they had goats you could feed at like the petting zoo part. It was very nice. It was a nice place. I enjoyed it a lot. And then on Saturday, we went to a state park here in Arkansas. It's a couple hours from us, but like there's a town in the state park. Like it's the only one like it. There's other ones where like the town, it was a town and now it's a state park. Like nobody lives there, but this one, like people actually still live there, so they live inside a state park, which is pretty cool. Sorry, trying to see this brown. You gotta really look at it to see it's the way they're holding it, way it's positioned, so I don't do something wrong. Green. But as soon as we're done with this, we are going to switch to the stitch along cross stitching. The only thing I need to do before we start really is find the center. So when I put the hoop on, center is, center. How do you look weird? There we go. Oh, that's what that's for. I'll show you guys in a second. You use these like horn like things almost. Like animal horn. Um and I wondered what they were for, and I was like, maybe just, decoration. That's fair enough most of the time. But nope. They're to hold the oars. The boat oars are in there. And this is a mystery tile. You don't know what you get until you open the box and look. Then we're gonna slide this in here all the way through. So then you can see it on this side. Well, if if I hold it in when we turn it. Oh, okay. I'll just throw everything. It's okay. Oh, only one orphan left. I don't know if this other one hit just right at the okay. They don't have names for the tiles, but these are all the available tiles. I honestly don't know which one I have, or which ones I have. I think I have that one. But that is the set. And like I said, eventually, did they show it in the back there? It will attach to the new Great Hall. So I built Hogwarts. It's up there, but they're now building. Yes. Yeah, and what is it? They have all those ones from like the old um like the old Great Hall, the older burrows and stuff like that. When they all came out like in a row, they also had ones, and you would get oop, sorry, Mr. Bat, you stay there. You would get a tile like that, but then you would also get a golden character. So I have these too. I don't have all of them. There's gold characters I don't have, I believe. But yeah, they had these too. Which I can only imagine over time, those might become one of those minifigs that becomes like astronomical cost. But here is McGonagall. They show her more back like this. So I wonder if they just kind of put her on half. And then you have the boats that can dock right in. Like I said, this set was only like 350 pieces. We just kept getting distracted and talking. Um, but I don't even know where I'm gonna put it. Um, I'll pinch my finger. Let me quit. Just what did I bump? Oh, hold carefully, move slowly. I'm just gonna set it over here for now. Is it in its forever home? No, but it's off my desk so that I have a clear space to do my cross stitching. A wild Venomoth is loose in chat. So I kind of folded it um before so I could kind of guess where center is, but I didn't mark it like with my pin, so like mark it with my needle. And everybody finds center a different way. Some people don't even really worry about center. They just, you know, I wouldn't call that center. Um, they just kind of take a piece of the Ada cloth, put it in their hoop, and then they worry about cutting it to size later. I'm OCD and I do it first. And then I become super OCD. Okay. It's going to be picky about getting in the hoop. I was hoping to be able to put it in a hoop big enough that I wouldn't have to move it later, but I don't know. Oh, I hate when you're trying to get it and it just does not want to go. Let's see.